Hey, this is Spencer Colgan and welcome back to my channel on YouTube, Wallpaper and Painting. This video is titled Bad Walls, or Wallpapering Over Bad Walls, if I can remember. This is the wall. Now, this was the texture that was on that wall. The folks took down the wallpaper that was on it and they want to put new wallpaper on it. But here's what they're left with. A textured mess of lace, chippings, paint, and paste. So, unlike any other video of mine in the past, I'm going to suggest to you who's watching this, who has the same task at hand in your home, that you don't scrape this off. You'll create an airborne mess for your lungs, for the customer. I mean, this is high-end condo, can't do it. By the way, I did ask the customer, nice gentleman from England, I said, with a straight face. So I said, now he's got a brand new carpet in here and everything. I said, can I power wash this? Can this rug get wet? He said, power wash? I said, yeah, if I wet this, is this rug gonna be okay? He goes, no. This is a brand new rug. And then we shared about a minute of laughter. You know, laughter does make sickness. It prevents sickness in the body, believe it or not. Look it up. Then you get those nuts who say, laughter cures cancer. All right. I do know that it is good to laugh. So what do we do? Now you're at home trying to scrape this off. You're a wife or a husband, probably a wife, because the wives are always motivated to work hard. And the husband, yeah, honey, let's scrape it off, come on. All right, I'll be in there. You start at 8 o'clock in the morning after breakfast, right? He never wanted to do it, but he's looking for an argument so that he can get out of it. So ladies, be careful, be careful. You can say, I watched Spencer Colgan's video on how to do it without making a mess, honey. Because if you show this guy this, and he starts seeing a mess, he's not gonna wanna do it. But you show him this video, he may be motivated, okay? I often tell people, for those of you who are trying to remove or hang wallpaper alone, I have 15 minutes of counseling. That's absolutely free. I told that to a guy once and his wife said, where do I get that? I said, that's a joke. That was a joke, counseling? I said, let's just forget that. Okay, so you see what we're dealing with. So let me show you my approach. So before I begin, let me show you the problem with scraping this off. Because your first inclination is going to be, let's scrape it. Watch this. I don't want that all over. That's just after a minute of scraping, okay? I don't want it, so I'm gonna try an alternative. Go right over it. Go right over it with Colgan primer. Okay? Just Google it. Spencer Colgan primer. I'm kidding. This is a special primer. See, I'm not telling you yet so that you'll pay attention. This is a special primer that solves problem walls. Walls. I'm from Brooklyn. Walls. My wife always tells me when I say something like that, walls. She'll stand like making coffee. Walls. Walls. And I'm like, do I really sound like that? Walls. Then she says, I love it though. Yeah, why do you make me sound like a fool? Walls. All right, this is a problem solver for walls. And if you think I put it on thick, think again, okay? I want you to put it on. This is a clear primer. And it goes on looking a little white. It dries clear, not that it matters, but this is an acrylic primer, a non-pigmented primer. Let me show you what it is. This is what it is. Now let's look at what it does. It penetrates, seals, and binds. It really does that. If you're hanging wallpaper over new construction, customer calls you in, I'd like to wallpaper these walls. It's new construction. See that word right there? You're going to need something that penetrates the paint on the wall. Because if you don't, listen to this, when you hang your wallpaper, it's going to saturate the top layer of that paint and detach it from the wall. And you're going to have a bubble, and you're going to say, I don't know why I can't get the bubble out. Well, it's not a bubble. It's an air pocket that was created by the top layer of the paint separating from the wall. And now your wallpaper is attached to the paint, but the paint is not attached to the wall because you didn't have a penetrating primer that seals the paint and prevents your wallpaper from saturating your paint, causing it to have a compromised adhesion to the wall on which it was applied. And therefore it lifts off because it didn't penetrate and therefore did not seal the paint and consequently did not bind or lock down the top surface to the wall itself. And therefore you have an unstable substrate. Need I say anything more? They don't give me anything for this, unfortunately, but I think they should. If you want to make it great, after you do this, do this. Do it again. 2 coats. Don't be lazy. 2 coats. Step 2. Allow at least 3 hours of dry time. Step 4. Apply paint, wall covering, or texture finish after 3 hours. This is what you're looking at after 2 coats. It's an acrylic hard membrane over the problem surface. It sticks to it, and it provides a new surface over which you can paint wallpaper or plaster or apply texture. And this is the best solution on the market today, in my opinion. In order to make the surface smooth, you need to fill it in. And so we use filler, which is joint compound. This is a topping compound. If you go to any store or hardware, wherever you buy the stuff, if you describe it, you're going to get joint compound. Don't use powder plaster. If you don't normally do this, it'll dry too quickly. So just use joint compound. It's a filler. The other thing I wanted to say was, you don't have to fill this in. You could now put wallpaper on it if you wanted to. I wouldn't paint it just now. Here's why. Because this was wallpapered, and every place where you see a vertical seam, I see a line, which tells me that is disproportionately untextured in those areas. When they pull the wallpaper off, from what I see on the lines, it's disproportionate to the rest of it. So therefore, I would say probably not a good idea to paint it, although you could try. But I think because of the lines, it pulled it off in line form. And when you paint it and you waste your money on the painting, you look and you say, I see lines. It's because the texture was removed on those lines. But you could go ahead and wallpaper right now if you wanted to. But if you want it smooth and you don't want to see a little bumpy through the wallpaper, you could do this. A lot of folks would use lining paper. If you have no experience doing lining paper, don't start here. You could more easily learn how to do this than do lining paper. If you want to know how to do this, go to my video, my many videos, there were more than 20 of them, on Spencer Colgan, how to skim coat. Skim coat for beginners. Put Spencer Colgan and skim coat, and you'll come up with at least 5 videos right there to click on. So I'm going to fill this in. Here's what I was talking about. You see those lines? So you can't see it now, but if you look closely, it's probably going to reveal through the paint if you were to paint that. Maybe not, but that's one thing that comes to mind. Okay, let's fill this in and get the fan going. Okay, about an hour and 15 minutes into it, after the plastering was finished at the top, we have a nearly dry surface over which to hang our wallpaper after we treat it one more time with the guards. Okay, so remember, we put guards first over the problem surface, and then we put a layer of skim coat over that. And now we're going to go around and perfect these little imperfections with more plaster. And then we will seal it with the guards again and hang our wallpaper. Okay? This video is essentially over, except I'll show you the finished product with the wallpaper that we'll be installing on this right here. Okay? And so I hope that you do well. Please click on like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. So I applied a polish coat, which goes quickly. I wet the mud down with a sponge, and then I whip it up and apply it. Look at how gorgeous. This is not sanded. Look at that. So now you can do that too. You can do it. You can do it. You can see my stroke marks there, you see? But that's just the wet marks. There's no ridges here. If you make it nice and wet, oh, look how gorgeous. It feels like glass, no lie. Just like glass. Okay? I mean, get some mess. But you know what? Looks good. Now we're going to install the wallpaper after a cup of joe. So there you have it. You can see the benefit already for having eliminated the texture. This is high-end fabric wall covering. You don't want bumps giving your fabric a multi-dimensional look. Costs too much money. You want a seamless finish. Now, the product appears to be seamless because that's the quality, that's the nature of this wall covering. A lot of paper hangers like to take credit for having what appears to be a seamless finish, but when in reality, it's the product. I love it. What do you think? Don't forget, this is what we were dealing with. Okay? That's what we were dealing with. So that's what you would see if you didn't eliminate this texture. So take the extra time. Eliminate the texture. And that's the finish you'll get. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Isn't it? Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please click on like and subscribe to my channel.